G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me WOODLE, and welcome back to 7 Days, and welcome back to WOODLE Park, my testing world where I build bases, test some things, and just see what we can do to make Hoard nights that little bit more bearable. I've got some bases down here already, some successful, some significantly less successful, and obviously my giant beer pong board as well. Need to play that again, that was a good lot of fun. But I'm coming back today because last time we made that horse jump barricade, the little hurdle the zombies can't seem to get over, and now that we know that that thing works, I reckon we can make it a bit better. So this is where I left the horse jump last time. I mean, this is basically a triple jump, but the zombies never made it past the first one, and that was about as good as I got it. But because the zombies were coming up to this, it's the 0.05 pillars right in the guts of it there. In fact, it's seen some better days. They're a little bit bonked. In fact, what kind of damage has been done to it? But because I'm walking up to this, is having so many issues getting over it. There is a bit of damage there, but that's okay, it's manageable. I want to know, can I use those pillars and basically make like a boxing ring to cage the zombies in and really just have our way with them? Just gonna need to find a good spot to build it, and I reckon right about here will do, just in this vacant little plot here. The idea here is that like you could use this as some sort of like group multiplayer horde base. If you have any friends that you want to take on a horde night with, this might work for it. I don't. That's why I spent all night thinking about horde-based designs instead. But yeah, if you can get like a big cluster of zombies, rather than having one access point to fight like that one, if you can attack them from all sides, means you and all of your friends, which I'm not jealous about at all, can have a great bloody night. Not sure how big I want to do this. How big are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's definitely bigger than the things that I call 8, but alright, fair enough then. My 8's definitely smaller than that. We're going to use that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to make a quick little square like this just to kind of get an idea of how big it might be. Because I need enough room in there for all the zombies to kind of cluster up. And in fact, so if I just have that, but then if I continue that all the way down, because if I can drop zombies through the roof into the middle of it so they have no way to escape, they can't escape anyway to go into destroy everything mode because they can't get past the barricade. That should work, right? Well, there's no time like the present, so gonna quickly mark up you and mark up you. I'm not gonna go, oh, that was silly of me. I'm not gonna go all the way to bedrock. I don't really think I need to drop them that far, but I'm also aware that once I get them into this cage, in this case underground, I still need it to be shallow enough that I can actually either throw Molotovs down there or grenades, and they're not just gonna either hit the walls or explode before they reach the bottom. But I've got you marked. Quickly replace all of you with air. Catch you later. Change all you too. There's a bit of rubble around the joint, but wait for it all to be fixed, and boop. Okay. Got myself a nice little empty crevice here to start chucking some things into, namely the zombies. I've carved out just like this little channel around the bottom down here because looking at the design that I had that worked, I remember it being pretty imperative to have the block underneath empty and the block at the top empty. So that's a space there and that's a space there. And something about that mix just makes it work so much better. So if I can replicate that, how am I going to replicate that? I don't actually know. I'm going to build some walls around the outside of you because I do need something to actually hold the hurdles in place. But if I go too wide on either corner, it's going to leave a 2 block wide gap in the middle. I want to go a little bit wider than that. You, and you, and you. So these can hold the hurdles and also provide the gap underneath and the gap at the top. So where is it? The pillar. 050, that one. Nope, that's 0.025, I need the 0.05, that one then. And I just get you strung up on the side. Yeah, like that. Go all the way across like that. That should work, I think. I'm gonna go the doubler over the top. I'll have to dig like a passage out that way to lure the zombies across. Wait, why am I building this underground? This would be better built up on like on a column. I still want to get the zombies into it, I suppose, but if I have it up in the air, I mean, I wanted to have this so people could shoot at it from all sides, and all I've done is made a grenade pit. Why did I go underground with this? That was very silly. Damn it. All right, well, just because I'm a pelican doesn't mean that we can't at least use this as a test run. I've got half of it built already. I've got this as a 2 block wide gap down below, which actually isn't a bad idea, because after all, we know that the zombies do occasionally fall through that gap. So having a way for them to get back up to the top again seems like a pretty wise idea. So, I mean, we're back to having just the 2-block wide gap in the middle, but we're okay. So I just want to give this a go. Can I go all the way out to about there? That will probably... Yeah, no, that'll do. You go to there, you go to there. Turn all that into air so I have somewhere to stand. That one. Nice. Okay, so if I stand in here, the zombies should try and get over the top. I don't think they can. I still have to drop them in though. This is... I think the theory is going to work, but I just want to see it first before I go build it proper upstairs. Actually, somewhere accessible. I don't even know if this still works, but I've made the zombie dropper, like the bedrock dropper from Alpha 20. Probably need to go through and see if we can still make bedrock bases. I'm sure we can in Alpha 21. Bedrock bases, in my mind, were just never really that worthwhile. It's so much work to excavate them and dig them, and then they're not really that much more effective than just digging or building something proper on the surface anyway. But we'll see how that one goes. I'm gonna need a couple more blocks of concrete on top of all of that just to make sure that it's nice and smooth. You go there, you go there, you go there. Could probably chuck in some ramps or something to make sure they get kicked into the center, but not really concerned about maximum efficiency here, just to get a couple of them, just seeing how they go. I'll leave my body down here. Just from the other side, we'll get some tried and true Arlene's. G'day, hot stuff. Get your attention and please find your way down. Yeah, there you go. Oh. They're supposed to land inside the ring, Josh, and you completely gapped it. Although there's 2 in there, so at least we can do a little bit of testing. You need to die. All right, so you guys wanting absolutely none of it. Yeah, okay. I think most of the problems here are because I did build it underground. Not particularly clever of me. All right, you know what? You know what? I'm going to call this a bust and start again. Not your best. Not my best on that one. It turns out diving in and completely winging it with no plan in mind, not great. I suppose it wasn't a total bust. We know that the bedrock dropper, even, if I can say it properly, still works. That was just the first, like the narrowest of the narrow blocks. I'll show you, rather than trying to badly describe it. In the narrows, it was just that narrow tip and then the slightly thicker narrow tip. Those ones on top of each other, that just drops them down. It's too slippery for the zombies to grab. But, okay, if we can't dig a hole and make it work, I have to build a tower and make it work. Not particularly high, still want to be a little bit resource conscious, but just something to get the zombies up off the ground and give them only one access route to get to me, which is why I don't really like bedrock bases. Too many access points. I am aware that I was just talking about trying to be resource conscious and I've immediately built a giant concrete plinth, but it's all right. I'm on a budget. I made it hollow because the inside isn't actually too important. But if I build the same kind of idea as that, but up the top up here. And in fact, it'd be easier because if they fall off the side... Okay, hang on. Hang on. Now I've got the ball rolling. They fall off the side. I just need them to have a way to climb back up and get into the boxing ring on their own. I could actually, this is probably wide enough, I could actually just build like a ladder up the guts of it, right up the guts, and come out the top. Although that wouldn't help with like bears and dogs though. We've got to prepare for a horde night. So potentially, if I just have some stairs coming up, then up to there from one side, that can be the zombie access route. And then, I mean, you could stand at least 11 blocks away and shoot into it or throw Molotovs into it. And as long as you stay 11 blocks away, they're not going to start destroying stuff. They'll just fall and go back around again. I reckon it'll work. I reckon that'll work. All right, now I've got a plan in mind that isn't a hole. Let's get building. I mean, it's bulky, but it's streamlined and seems like it's actually going to work out pretty well. I'll just chuck in another little rampy block onto that to make it all nice and seamless. I actually kind of like that. All right, that's worked out pretty well. I don't even know how bloody tall this thing is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, that'll work. So, one access route for all the zombies up that side. It actually works out pretty well because if they fall over the other side, they've got nice, easy access up the pyramid stairs. That's all good. So, I just need to copy this. I really think that's the best way to do it. So how tall are you? You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I got a fish alive. And then I'll have to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and then let it go again. But if I just have that 5 tall along most of this, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that easy. So I copied the design over, but it's pretty bulky. I mean, I even added some nice little chamfered edges down here, chucked a radius on it, but even with that, it's still looking a bit how you going. Because I wanted it to be nice and simple, like a boxing ring, have a post on the sides and the ropes in between. Some of this not going to block any line of sights or any bullets or anything, and I think this is just too much. So I'm going to, I'll leave that side standing, so at least I have all of the ropes in the middle there nice and done, but all of that, in fact, all of the top row can go as well. Get rid of most of this and try and rebuild it. There's got to be a way. Even like with some poles or something might be the way to go. In fact, I mean, boxing rings have poles, don't they? The old turnbuckle. So I go pole and I get you. Just the corner one. You can kind of take up that space there. Go up to them. And then all I need is just something to... I mean, why don't I just do that? Why don't I just do that? You're attached to the pole like that. So basically... You're all looking, that's actually looking pretty bloody fine. I'm pretty happy with that. If I get the same thing, go advanced rotation, get you spun around and on them, that's gonna hold onto that pole. So, this is risky, but I'm pretty sure I should now be able to get rid of all of you. I mean, look, it's still a bit iffy. It's a little bit questionable, but that's a much better result. I'm very happy with that. Look, that's about as clean and crisp as I think I can realistically make it. All I need to do now is just have some sort of pathway on the other side of this and then duplicate that on all three sides. Because there's always one actually go over to the hurdles unless the path to get to the player is through the hurdles like over there. So if I have a walk on the other side, which will just need some sort of foundation, I'll grab some blocky boys out of you, thank you. Just somewhere out here. I mean, it doesn't matter if they can actually get to it or not, they won't be able to get to it. But as long as there's something there to tempt them, they'll get stuck and then they can get dead. Yeah, right. I actually think this is coming together nicely. It may look a little silly, but in the zombies' eyes, for some reason, this is all completely traversable and walkable blocks. They can get through there, they can walk along as long as it's the centered pillar. They can walk along you, and then I will be sitting pretty just over here. But before I get too carried away building stuff, I want to give it a go. Arlene, if you wouldn't mind, up the stairs. That's already a fantastic bloody sign. They're just attacking the pillar I'm standing on. It's good. It's good. One fell through. You've taken one swing, but look how long they will just stand here for. You guys are coming back up the stairs again. That's all fine. They're just gonna stand there forever. They don't really swing when they're swinging at another zombie like that. But if I just keeps pushing her twins off to their death, I'm kind of okay with it. Look how much time you have though. You've got so much time to throw a Molotov, shoot a gun, do whatever. So, alright, yep, so that seems... I was gonna say that seems fine. I might need to build another something. Might build a little something somewhere because apparently she's an acrobat. She can walk the tightrope like no other. I suppose actually, like this path over here actually doesn't matter at all. This is just like a dummy path, just a way for the zombies to think they can get to me. If they do happen to somehow get through it just like that, and in fact, I think that could probably even be fixed by chucking in some proper solid blocks along the side like you, which I know just kind of ruined the, do I want to do that though? It's gonna block the line of sight for anyone shooting, and I'll probably do the same thing from the other side. Nah, okay, you know what? We'll get rid of you, but if this is just a dummy path not actually usable by me, I can just chuck in a zombie dropper. Nice and simple. I need the wedge tips. I'll grab you. Advanced rotation, chuck you around like that so you're upside down, and then on top of you just goes the halfy boys. Copy that rotation. Copy that rotation, there you go. So they think they can walk along the slopey block. They cannot because it's blocked by this. I mean, this is tried and true. This is easy lemon squeezy. This is it's like basic 7 days mechanics now, but it's fine. It's just like hedging my bets in case they do make it across. The walls that made the zombie dropper work were just a little bit too thick and blocking the path too much. So I've just gone back to just what I'm gonna have over here, just the double dropper instead. If she gets lucky enough to get through one, she's not gonna make it through another. There's so many other ways you could make this non-viable. And I mean, like, you could even just like put a different zombie dropper further along, or like an automatic door, or a Sammy the Sledge turret. Whatever you wanted to do, that would be fine. But that should work perfectly. I'll get a bunch of Arlenes, get them up the ladder, please. Yep. There you go. There you go. All right, you're playing hopscotch, but the rest of you can come up nicely. Can one of you get across and test this out for me, please? Exactly like that. And you're gone. All right. Nah, we're good. We've doubled up. We've got a contingency plan, so that's all fine. You guys are stuck. You guys are good. Lovely. So, it's just that again, around the outside. I mean, there's a lot of ropes for a boxing ring, but it's gonna work. I do wonder a little bit if I've made this walkway a little bit too close. Because I've got both walkways going out that way, I mean, if you're standing here, you've got easy access to both sides. You can just rat-a-tat-a-tat or throw whatever you want all day long without anything in the way. But I am curious if that's going to mean if I get a couple of Arlenes and potentially a couple of spiders as well. I just want to know. I mean, all the pathing still works, so that's fine. They've got a conga line all the way up the stairs like it's a tower defense game. But, so you're going to split up nicely, go to either side, so that's all fine. What about you, though? Are you going to try and make the jump? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Okay. In that case, I probably do actually need to do the whole job, not captain half a job, and finish making the rest of you. Do I want to go with like the same? Yeah, we'll go with the same pillars. We'll go with the same pillars. It all looks nice and symmetrical. Just like that and just like that. Doesn't really matter so much if this acts as a dropper. In fact, it won't because there's no path from there to there. So they'll still get stuck on the sides, but it'll make it look all nice and homogenous with the same design. But also, it should stop those zombies, stop the spiders from jumping. I'm not sure I can really call it a boxing ring anymore. It's definitely changed its design a little bit, but the idea is still there. I've added some ropes to both sides. This is the entryway through there, but it all looks nice and neat now. I just want to try the same thing again. Get the spiders. Come this way, please. AI's off. No longer. There you go. Yep, straight up the stairs. You're all good. As long as it stops them jumping across to get to me, that's what I want. Because this is the firing platform. It doesn't have to be just a platform. It could be anything you want it to be. It does. Yeah, there you go. So it does stop them and confound them and get them all sorts of confused. Even when I get on top of the railing there, they're still not doing much. I saw one of them fall. Are you going to go back the way you came? I'm pretty sure you should. Yeah, there you go. Now, I wasn't sure about dropping them 11 blocks, resetting the destroy everything mode. It clearly does, so we're fine then. You're trapped at the top. You're trapped at the bottom. All you gotta do then, grab yourself a cheeky Molotov. The best way to deal with spiders is to burn your entire house down. Just like that. Get burned, get sizzled like a snag on the Barbie. You really could do something pretty cool with this as well. Like if you built like turrets or something out this side, like this whole area here from like, in my mind, from like them to like them, that's probably like the fighting area. That's where you and all your friends, super jealous still, all your friends can stand, high five each other, give each other like, you know, compliments and cheer each other on and whatever friends actually do and fight against the zombies in there. But that's where I think you would stand to fight. You could build yourself like a bunker. You could put yourself some turrets or whatever you want along here. In fact, Terry the turret, the robo turret, you'd more than happily reach across that whole distance. That's definitely within your range. Get your load and we'll whack you down right about there. There we go. Look, I've got some friends after all. We're all fine. I'm going to quickly run a horde through this in just a moment. Before I do, like if I had my time again, I wouldn't make just a big solid concrete block like that. I'd probably like to have like a pillar in the middle and fan it out at the top, make it look like an old Roman column. That'll look so much better. It'll kind of match up to these ones over there as well. But mechanics wise, as long as these central pillars are all like that, conjoining onto a pathway, you can see like the tiny little pillars I've used for support in there as well. As long as that pathing is there, the zombies won't have any sort of hiccups. So let's get physical, like someone once sang and I never really understood. Right, let's get myself an assault rifle. Sure, that'll do. We'll get some 7.62s as well. I didn't build any vulture protections at all, so that's probably something I should probably keep an eye on. The flappy fuckers will come in from everywhere. And another one. Another one. Oh, Terry's already getting it done though. Boop, you. Look at that. Look at that. There's nothing obstructing you at all. One person can take the left, other person can take the right. Someone could be on vulture duty as well. Somewhere out there. There you are. There's a lot of birds out here. Go away. That's all looking really bloody good. I'm going to get a little bit too busy over there. You can clean it out. One on that side, one on that side. Terry and the turret's having a freaking field day, ruining everyone who's coming up. There's still plenty more. Right, though, I do like this though. So they're actually starting from behind me, running past me to the stairs, to go up into the cradle at the top. So that was a terrible, terrible throw by me. That works out fine there. That works out fine there. And I have anywhere around here, anywhere I want to go and actually do the fighting from. Doesn't matter, the pathing still works the same. In fact, if you get a bit ambitious with it, you can even throw some... if you can hit it, some Molotovs over the stairs over there, get them burning there too. Yeah, no, this is great. This is actually really good. I've strung up Loza. Jeez, it's like I've put her outside the bay in Jamaica to warn off all the other pirates coming through. Sorry about that, Calico Jack, but stringing up Loza aside, this is kind of like exactly what I wanted Oh, it's a pigeon. Exactly what I wanted the Zombie Crucible to be in... She's always been playing that. Whatever series it was, I made the Zombie Crucible, trying to like get all the zombies grouped to make the Molotov super efficient. This is kind of what I wanted it to be like, but I mean, it works. It looks like a watchtower, but it's working fine. I do want to know, there's a little bit of a meeting of the brains trust out there, but I do want to know what happens with, that's how you spell that, what happens with some dogs, and what happens with some bears. Just to make sure I'm checking off all the lists. Zombie bears, if you've got to come up here, please. The bears don't want to. There you go. Now you want to. I had to give you a little tickle before you came upstairs for me. Have any of you guys actually made it out of there yet? I don't think so. I'll chuck a Molotov in. There you go. Strike a light there, Copper. There's a lot of zombies in there, but they're all burning and they're all trapped. Just a nice little pen. A nice little petting zoo of death. I am glad I decided to revert back to just using the ropes instead. I say the ropes, the pillars instead, because like having those big thick walls for the zombie dropper would have been a pretty big problem and blocked up a lot of your sight lines into the actual cradle itself. Maybe I'll call this the cradle. I don't know. Future editing, Josh has to decide on the name. I'm not going to do that right now. Zombie bears are sorted. I never even saw the dogs. So I assume at some point they were taken care of and they're definitely gone. That's a lot of corpses. Quicker just burn them out. Get the crematory going. Said that weird. Whatever. You can cop that as well. It's working really well. Look at you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got nothing? Yeah, piss off. I'm going to wait for the fires to subside a little bit. There are some dogs in there. I called in some orders to see what actually happened with them. And by the looks of things, they fall through really bloody quickly. Hang on a second. Doggos. Whole bunch from just down below. Get your paths. And yet, there you go. You're real pissed off. ScoMo, pissed off. I need to see what happens to the doggos. Can you all please move? Oh, I murdered the dog. Sorry. Oh, well, you went straight through. They go straight through. They hang about like water in a colander, barely even a sniffle, and they're straight through to the other side. Wow, it's even more effective against those than I thought it was going to be. Gonna chuck a Molotov in there then. Wing another Molotov over that side. This is weird. I basically built the Lighthouse of Alexandria, but instead of having like a cauldron of oil to burn, I'm just burning zombies. Look at them. They're all over the shop, keeping shit safe. All right, well, look, that's effective enough that I think I'm going to leave this episode here. A bit short, sharp, and sweet, but I mean, look, when you're working with theories, with mechanics that you know are sound, you can really just kind of bend the game to your will without too much trauma, too much trouble at all. Get all you guys sizzling and burning. That has gone really well. I'm glad I kept it nice and open so sight lines were good. There's nothing really to block your sight there at all. And because I did build it 11 blocks high, I think that's the key here. I built it 11 blocks high, so when they do fall, they don't go into destroy everything mode and they just go back from whence they came, back to the start again to run all the way around. But I'm going to have to leave this episode here. I will come back. I will do some more base building and testing. This has given me some other ideas that I think I want to go and have a crack at. I'll have to have a crack at them in another episode because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of the Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.